Hello, it is I, your boy Gomi, and we are back with a UFC pay-per-view. Not just any UFC pay-per-view, the one that we have all been waiting for, at least me. This has been the thing keeping me going for the past couple weeks. I've talked everybody at my workplace, my family, my friends. I've talked them all to death about this card. I've gotten so many people trying to get this card. I've convinced many people to buy this card, or not buy this card. Watch this card. And yeah, I'm ready for it to hopefully blow up in my face. No, I'm kidding. Yes, this is going to be UFC 308. This is going to be a solid fight night we have here, but it's actually not in the nighttime. It's actually in the morning. It starts at around like 7 to 8 for me, I believe. But either way, this is a very, very good card. We have the Abu Dhabi cards are always set. That's the thing. The UFC has 3 major events that they have throughout the year: International Fight Week, Abu Dhabi, and then Madison Square Garden. And International Fight Week fell flat because they relied on Conor frickin' McGregor, and let's see how that happened. And honestly, the Madison Square Garden card sucks, frankly, because they're relying on John frickin' Jones. This card was always going to be good because no matter what, we were going to either get Islam versus Ottoman, which is an amazing matchup, or we got this one, Ilia versus Holloway. This is the best matchup in the sport right now, or one of them, top 3. And then Whitaker Chimaev is a very compelling matchup. I just hope it happens, but we're looking good. We're looking good. I've yapped enough. This is a long card. There are 2 fights I won't be going over because they're super short notice, and one just fell off, and I don't think they even have an opponent yet as of me recording, but we're going to talk about these anyways. So first fight on the card we're going to have is Ibo Arslan versus Rafael Quesada. I like this fight. It's just that I don't know. I think I like it, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna like it. Now, you're probably wondering, what in God's name do you mean by that? I mean, these guys have like nothing on them. There's like no data, no information, no nothing. It's very weird. Ibo Arslan, he looked really good his last fight, but it was an opponent. It was Pleasure Man, right? It was the Pleasure Man. Yeah, it was the Pleasure Man. Yeah, and we know the Pleasure Man is, well, he went 0-4 in the UFC, so we know how good he is. And then Rafael Quesada, there's no data on him. There's, like, nothing. He's got a black belt, yes. I couldn't even find fight footage of the guy, so I don't know. But from what I've read, he seems like an exciting fighter, only having 1 decision amongst the 2 of them. So this should be a very fun fight, or it could be a very poopy fight. I don't know. I'm going to go Arslan TKO, and I should be very wary about picking finishes in these fights because, as you know, UFC, since the implementation of the new gloves, we don't know if that's the issue, but since around that time, finishes are few and far between. It's kind of disappointing, to be perfectly honest with you. I hate it. Ugh. Okay, now going on to the next fight, we have Rinat Fakhreddinov versus Carlos Leal. I know a decent bit about Rinat Fakhreddinov. Oh, this is one of the short notice fights. Okay, yeah, actually, I was about to say, like, what the heck? Where did this come from? Yes, I know about Rinat Fakhreddinov. I don't know enough about his opponent to really say anything about it, to be perfectly honest with you, so I can't comment too much on it. Rinat Fakhreddinov, I could say he is a tremendous power puncher with high pressure wrestling. He loves the club and sub. He's not like an insane striker, not even really that good of a no, I don't want to say he's not that good. He dropped the hell out of Kevin Lee. But Rinat Fakhreddinov, what he does have is he has a ton of power, and he wants to get it to the mat, and he'll get it to the mat. He'll force it to the mat. Either he has to basically virtually knock you unconscious or take you down. Meanwhile, Carlos the Lion Leal, this is going to be his UFC debut. He's a debutant coming out of LFA and UAE Warriors. Can't say I have much out of him. I've seen he's also done PFL as well, too. Yep, can't say much. I like Rinat Fakhreddinov, but I'm not going to make a pick for y'all. And Ismail Narudiev versus Bruno Silva. Silva. Bruno Silva is just like the tread is getting worn on the tires. Simple as that. I know he lost by TKO to Chris Weidman his last fight, but that was horrible. He got double eye poked and the ref didn't give him anything. That was an awful officiating from that ref. That was Gary Copeland, I believe it was. That was horrible. But yeah, I just don't think it was oh, it was a decision. I thought, wait, yeah, no, yeah, it was it went to decision because eye pokes. Whatever the case is, I don't think Bruno Silva is good anymore. Simple as that. I don't think he was ever great, but I thought he was pretty good. I looked at the people he fought and how he handled a lot of these fights, and I was impressed, but always like impressed in losses, which is not something you ever want to see. You never want to go, oh, I was impressed by how he lost that fight. That's not really a good thing to say, but like that's just how his fights have been going, as fights have gone. Ismail, on the other hand, I think he's pretty solid of a fighter overall. It's his UFC debut. From what I've seen from him, he's decent, but again, he's coming off a 1-fight win streak, which is weird to me, to be perfectly honest with you, but that's how it goes. I don't know. I personally myself, I'm gonna go with Silva. I forgot to look at the goddamn odds again. I hate looking at odds. Just to reiterate as well too, Aslan should be a favorite. Oh, he's an underdog, -108. Ew, why? But not Fakhretdinov is a heavy favorite. And then Ismail versus Silva. Ismail, of course, is going to be a favorite at -170. Yeah, I knew I was taking a dog in that, but I'm going to take Silva. I think he's going to get his get back. I think he's pissed off for how he was wrongfully treated in his fight against Weidman, but also don't take that one to heart. That's a very low confidence pick. Farid Bashrat versus Victor Hugo. Good old striker Victor Hugo. He's labeled a striker, but homie is just a grappler through and through. This should be an entertaining fight. Victor Hugo, overall, like I said, he's a very solid grappler. Farid Bashrat, on the other hand, he's pretty good everywhere. Predominantly a point fight kickbox striker. He does not really have a good finishing game, to be honest with you. He actually submits people more than he knocks them out, which is very interesting, despite being primarily a striker. I like Farid Bashrat in this matchup, but I can almost guarantee you he's going to be a heavy favorite. Let's see, -400. Ooh, -625. Farid Bashrat by decision. No need to bet that. Oh, thank God. Finally, it's happening. The GOAT is returning. He's returned. I was supposed to see this bastard live in Miami. I didn't get the chance to. Now he's back. Chris Fatboy Barnett, the beast, the monstrosity, the spinning back fist, spinning back kick, spinning backflip, butt flip monster. This guy, Chris Barnett. I can't say enough to you how excited I am to see this guy fight. Kenny Nchukwu is making, I believe, his heavyweight debut. He primarily fought at light heavyweight. And Kenny Nchukwu is a guy who I thought always has had ability and skills, but he got pieced up by Dustin Jacoby, and I was super confident he was getting the W there. And then he lost to OSP. Losing to OSP in 2024 is basically grounds for me saying I'm never going to pick you in a fight ever again. So yes, I was going to pick Chris Barnett anyways. I'm not picking Kenny Nchukwu. He's got some really good length, has a ton of length over Chris Barnett, ton of height, but he doesn't know how to use it. He just fights so sloppily. He just fights like with zero fight IQ, and I just don't know how he lost to OSP. I probably know how he lost to OSP in 2024 post USADA, but yeah, I'm gonna go Chris Barnett. That's a really dumb idea I'm doing, by the way. I just have to go with the bet. I'm going to go with it. I'm probably gonna bet it because he's probably a massive underdog. Because can't be like I swear to God, I'm just gonna look at it now. Yeah, no, that's stupid. -500. Well, specifically -470. Yeah, if you are putting any money on Kenny Nchukwu, you are an idiot. Even if it was -200, I wouldn't put any money on Kenny Nchukwu. This is a stay away fight. Just go for the value of Nchukwu. Simple as that. But yeah, people really think Chris Barnett is garbage, and he's also coming off a layoff and surgery. Yes. But Kenny Nchukwu he's just as bad, if not worse. Oh look, another fraud. Abus Magomedov taking on Bruno Ferreira. You gotta go Bruno Ferreira. I know they like Abus. I know they're probably thinking, oh, they're getting Abus here to get him a nice W in Abu Dhabi, and a lot of people are probably gonna be picking him. Abus Magomedov is a fraud. I'm sorry. Suffice to say, he came into the UFC, had a one really good finish over Dustin Stoltzfus, and everyone's like, oh my god, he's a killer, he's a savage, he's an absolute monster, just because he had a lot of hype coming into the UFC, I will be honest. But then guess what happens? He runs into Sean Strickland, yes, really good fighter, and he gets absolutely destroyed. Then he goes up to Kato Bahio, Fighting Nerds, really good gym, yes, gets not destroyed but loses decision. And then he wins a decision against Warley Alves. If he beat and finished Warley Alves, I'd be like, okay, you know what? Maybe he is good. He just ran into top competition. No, you went to decision with Warley Alves in 2014. That proved to me what I needed to see from you. Bruno Ferreira, on the other hand, Bruno Ferreira is absolutely a monster. He is a monster, knocking out Haas, knocking out Stoltzfus as well too. He's just pure fury. I'll never forget how he knocked out RoboCop, and you know this is a running theme on the channel to always mention RoboCop's never been sane since the Cheaty fight. I'm gonna keep saying it. I just have to keep saying it. But yeah, I just don't see Abus getting out of that, and I think for Bruno Ferreira, with his power, his reckless abandon, his non-stop pressure, I think he'll wilt Abus Magomedov, to be honest with you. Abus will have a really good first round, and then it'll be all Bruno Ferreira there, and Bruno Ferreira might get him out the first round, catching him. I don't know how the glove issue's gonna come into it, if maybe this won't be a finish because the gloves or whatever. I don't know. Either way, I just really like Bruno Ferreira in this matchup. Let's see. I guarantee you he's gonna be an underdog. He is a plus 120 underdog. I like him a lot in that matchup, and I like him to get done by TKO. This fight's off. Don't even talk about it. I don't even know who Syed's new opponent is. This might be the new opponent. I don't know. I have zero idea. Syed Magomedov's gonna win though. Mateusz Rebekti versus Mighty Oroboy. I can't say it. I can't even say Mateusz's name. I can say his first name, but his last name Rebetsky. I'm struggling with it. Regardless, this is a pretty solid fight. Oroboy, I don't know. This dude came out of a cave. I think that's the meme going around. This dude's like a caveman or something like that. He is pretty strong. He's pretty ferocious. And then Mateusz, he's also pretty strong, pretty ferocious. But he is coming off a really nasty TKO from Diego Fiera. And the fact that you got knocked out by CDF at this age doesn't bode well for you, to be honest. Mateusz has a ton of power. He's only lost twice, but both were by KO. Oroboy, he's got finishes everywhere, KO, submission, whatever the case is. He's a very hyped prospect, but we don't know if it's all hype yet. I kind of was thinking of picking Mateusz to get it done by decision, to be perfectly honest with you, but I just think Oroboy decision is probably the most likely one with this one. Looking at the odds, Oroboy is a minus 310. Yep, yeah. I was trying to think about being cheeky with Mateusz, to be honest with you, just banking off his UFC experience, but let's be honest here, the better of the two is probably going to be Oroboy, just from what we've seen overall. And now on to the last card before the main card. The fact that this is on the prelims is very interesting to me, but it kind of makes sense, to be honest with you. Jeff Neal versus RDA. Jeff Neal, what's the word? I want to say journeyman, but he's like a commonplace in the welterweight division. He's been a staple. There we go. He's been a staple of the welterweight division versus RDA, a legend of the sport, future Hall of Famer, someone who's bounced to and from. He's went to lightweight, welterweight, lightweight, welterweight, title contender in welterweight, and he won the lightweight belt many years ago. But the problem is he's 40 years old, and I don't know what RDA's doing now. He said he doesn't want any fights at lightweight. Yeah, he took a lightweight fight his last fight out against Batush Gamrot. He only wants fun fights, it seems. He only wants money fights. But, like, ultimately, I don't know what RDA's doing. Because now he's taking up this isn't a money fight. I don't even know if this would be a fun fight. You're going up against Jeff Neal, hands of steel. Yeah, he's on a 2-fight losing streak. Yeah, he's on a 2-fight losing streak, but this guy's still dangerous. He's still deadly. The thing is, RDA just lost to Vicente Luque, who got brain bleed. The guy who gave him brain bleed was Jeff Neal. He still hits hard, and RDA's been knocked out. He's been knocked out, homie. He got knocked out, what, 4 fights ago against Rafael Fiziev. I don't know why he's taking this fight, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think this is a good matchup for Jeff Neal at all. Or a good matchup for RDA at all. I think Jeff Neal has the tools needed to just piece him up. And I think he's going to get that bounce back. Both guys are coming off a loss, but I think Jeff Neal's going to get the bounce back. I think his power is going to be good, and I don't think it's going to be easy to take him down and grapple him. Shavkat Rakhmonov struggled immensely to get Jeff Neal down. Granted, yes, Jeff Neal came in 5 pounds overweight, and also pay attention to see if he makes weight. But I just think RDA, the smaller guy, more so suited for lightweight, is just going to struggle immensely when it comes to fighting against Jeff Neal. Give me Jeff Neal. I'm going to take him by decision, to be honest with you, just because, like I said, I don't see a lot of finishing upside on this. Normally, I'd be very hesitant to take Neal by finish, by TKO. But with how things have been going, it just solidified that I'm just going to say, you know what, just be safe and just take a decision. Odds-wise, RDA is a pretty big underdog at plus 245, while Neal's sitting at minus 305. And now we're on to the main card. Shara Bullet versus Armen Petrosyan. This is a fun fight. This is a very fun fight. These are 2 strikers. These guys don't have a takedown in their body. I think actually Armen Petrosyan did take down Christian Leroy Duncan, I believe it was. And he had some control time there. But for the most part, these guys keep it standing. Both very talented strikers. I'd say Shara is more flashy, while Petrosyan is more, I won't say basic, but he's more in tune with the basics, and he's a little bit more safer, and he does things just right more. He just fights better, to be honest with you. I really do enjoy this fight, and I think it's going to be a very solid one. I just don't know who's going to win. I'm leaning towards Shara Bullet, to be honest with you, because the main reason is actually I think this fight is going to go the distance. Not the glove, superstition, curse, whatever. I think this fight is always going to go distance. Both guys are pretty good pretty decent finishers, I'd say, overall. I'm talking more about Shara, because Armen's only been finishes, but Shara, since coming to UFC, has been in terms of finishes. He's only had 1 finish over Tricali, who's, yeah. I'm going to be overall going with Shara Bullet, because I think he'll go distance. If it goes the distance, Shara Bullet's a star. That's why he's on the main card over, say, this fight with Neal and RDA. They love Shara Bullet, and if it goes the distance, I just feel like they're going to give him the nod. I feel the optics will look better. Armen's really going to have to win this fight if he wants to win. He's really going to have to put it on him, finish him, or win, like, absolutely, for him to get the W, in my opinion. And now on to Magomed Ankalaev versus Alexander Rakic. Magomed Ankalaev, probably one of the most hated fighters by the UFC. It's ridiculous that he is the 4th fight on the card. Like, yeah, I get it. They want to reward Dan Ige by giving him higher position, but they didn't really reward him by getting him Leon Murphy and not putting him on the spear like he wanted. But whatever the case is, Magomed Ankalaev, he is this low on the card versus Alexander Rakic. This is the #1 contender fight, but it really should have been, well, sorry to say, it should, like, Magomed should have been fighting for the belt. I will say Khalil Roundtree did better than I expected. Yeah, it was a great fight, but it should have been Magomed Ankalaev. Regardless, let's break down the fight. Magomed Ankalaev is going to be 32 years of age, 19 wins, 9.1, what the hell? 19 wins, 1 loss, 11 knockouts, not a damn submission. hence why I don't know where this notion of him being a grappler comes from. 6'3" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 75-inch reach disadvantage, a 1.02 takedown average. Again, he's not much of a grappler. 63.20% significant strike accuracy, minus 390 favorite. Significant wins over Johnny Walker, Anthony Smith, Thiago Santos, and Volkan Oezdemir. Alexander Rakic is going to be 32 years of age, 14 wins, 4 losses, 9 knockouts, 1 submission, 6'4" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 78-inch reach advantage, a 0.76 takedown average, a 63.74% significant strike accuracy, and a plus 220 underdog. He has significant wins over Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith, and Jimmy Manuwa. Where is this notion of Magomed Ankalaev being the most boring fighter in the UFC coming from? I want to know. I feel like I've seen a lot of sentiment, a lot of people going, oh god, Magomed Ankalaev, oh, this fight's going to be a stinker, it's going to suck, it's going to be horrible. I don't know where it comes from. I actually do know where it comes from. It comes from the Jan Blachowicz fight. That fight ruined Magomed's career. I don't know what, like, okay, yeah, he was a boring fight, but that, like, otherwise, his fights aren't bad. He had a string of decisions, but he's finished Kutalaba, he finished Smith, he finished Walker. Like, he's like got a ton of knockouts. I don't know where this like notion comes from. Of anyone, the boring one is Rakic. Rakic just does not love going for finishes. He is so tentative. He fights so tentative, so scared almost all his fights. But the reason why, though, I'm actually very hyped for this fight, though, is because I feel this is the fight where both guys aren't going to fight like that. Lately, Magomed's been fighting mean, look at his KO over Walker, and Rakic, even though he got KO'd by Yidi, he fought him with a furious pace, and he just threw shots. But it told me all I needed to know, which was that Rakic doesn't have any power. He, simply put, doesn't got power. It's not there. I just really think overall, this is going to be a good fight. They're going to be throwing down, to be honest with you. I'm going to have to lean with Magomed Ankalaev. These guys are so good. I don't know if I want to say finish on either guy, but I do want to say finish for Magomed Ankalaev. A lot of people are putting a lot of faith in Rakic. A lot of people are saying, oh man, this should be closer than it is. I just don't think Rakic is that good enough. I think his main issue is he just doesn't have the power. He's got good technical skills, but yeah. And if it does lean to grappling, I do think Magomed Ankalaev is a bit of a better grappler. But again, he's not a grappler. He's not a grappler. He just can. And a lot of people are saying, oh, he had to resort to grappling because he got beat up by Jan. And they're like, oh, that's horrible. Well, Rakic lost to Jan. Yes, he broke his leg, but he was losing to Jan. Sorry to say. He only recently started getting momentum in that fight. And Jan, like, he beats kickboxers. He beat he beat Izzy kickboxing. He didn't wrestle the whole fight. He wrestled the last 2 rounds. He won the other 3 by striking. And then also, he was doing really good against Alex Mahera in the striking realm. Magomed Ankalaev turned into a wrestler by Jan Blachowicz is just not... It's not a bad thing. It's not an issue. I think Magomed Ankalaev, honestly, can beat Rakic pretty... Not easily, but I think it'll be a good fight. And I think it'll be a clear W for Magomed Ankalaev. It'd probably be better to pick it by decision, but I'm going to be picking by finish. I think Magomed can get it done. I think he needs to make a statement. He really wants that title shot that he should have gotten, and Rakic wants his get back for how he bought Yidi. I can see a world though where Rakic fights more hesitantly after his knockout loss to Yuri, because he's just like, that was the one time I actually fought, like, you know, with some venom. I actually like fought, and then he got knocked out for it. So maybe he fights more hesitantly, and then, but honestly that could lead to Magomed knock him out. I don't know. Either way, I think this is gonna be a sleeper fight. Yeah, the odds are pretty big. I think they've gotten even bigger, and I agree. I think Magomed will win this easily. Not easily, clearly. Next fight, Leron Murphy versus Dan Ige. Featherweight matchup. Leron Murphy's going to be 33 years of age, 14 wins, no losses, 7 knockouts, no submissions, 5'9" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 73.5-inch reach advantage, a 1.59 takedown average, 59.67% signature strike accuracy, minus 240 favorite. Significant wins over Edson Barboza, Josh Culibao, and Gabriel Santos. Dan Ige is going to be 33 years of age, 18 wins, 8 losses, 6 knockouts, 5 submissions, 5'7" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 71-inch reach disadvantage, a 0.99 takedown average, 50.64% significant strike accuracy, plus 195 underdog. Significant are Andre Fili, Nate Landwehr, Damon Jackson, and Edson Barboza. I didn't even know he beat Barboza. I forgot about that fight. Yeah. This is your reward, Dan Ige. You stepped up on super short notice. Like, I swear to God, the broadcast is like, yep, Ortega pulled out. But don't worry, we have Dan Ige on 2 hours notice. Everyone makes that meme of Volk coming out there super fast because of the short notice. But it should be Dan Ige. I can't get over that. And his reward was, you didn't get the spear card, and you didn't get a fun fight. You got Leon Murphy. Well, fun fight, but you got Leon Murphy, a dark horse of the featherweight division. This is a hard fight, and I don't see Dan Ige winning this fight. Leon Murphy, he's pretty damn good everywhere. His main thing is the striking realm. And yes, Dan Ige is a very good striker. I don't know if I want to say very good, but he's got a ton of power. They call him Dan 50K Ige because he kills most people. He kills Feely, he kills Jackson. But when you get to top level competition, like not even top level, like he lost to TKZ in 2021, but also Emmett, also who else did he fight? Mitchell, I believe he fought. He fought Evalev, right? Yeah, he fought Mosley. He fought all the top tier guys and he loses to them. Simple as that. Leon Murphy, I think, is one of those guys. I think Leon Murphy is really good. Ige could use his experience and beat him out, but I just don't see it happening. I don't really see much of a KO upside. Leon Murphy, he's wishy-washy. You go up against someone who's decent, he can't knock them out. You have him go up against someone who's not that good, he knocks them out. I think Danny Ige is in the camp of someone who's pretty good, so I don't see a finish. I think Leon Murphy by decision, and odds kind of reflect that as well too. I think it'd be a fun fight. I also think it'd be a stinker. I don't know. And then to the co-main event of the evening, Roberto Reaper Whitaker versus Khamzat Chimaev. If it happens. Yeah, I don't know. He literally pulled out one fight, and now everyone's like, oh, we need to make sure he might never fight again. Oh, nope. He pulled out one fight. Okay, regardless, I'm personally going to be picking just because of the inactivity. Because of the inactivity, I don't know if I want to pick him. I really don't. It's so hard to say, because otherwise a lot of people are hopping on the Khamzat Chimaev train right away. I think Robert Whitaker's gonna take it. Oh, I didn't do a tail of tape. Dumbass. Whitaker's 32 years of age, 27 wins, 7 losses. I just really want to talk about the fight. 27 wins, 7 losses, 11 knockouts, 5 submissions, 5'9" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 73.5-inch reach. Disadvantage, a 0.80 takedown average, 45.96% significant strike accuracy. He is a plus 185 underdog. Significant over Ikram Alasketa, Paulo Costa, Marvin Vittori, and Jared Cannonier. Khamzat Chimaev is 30 years of age, 13 wins, not a damn loss, 6 knockouts, 5 submissions. He is 6'2" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 75-inch reach. He is not 5'9". Robert Whitaker is taller than that. I messed up his height. Whoopsies. 75-inch reach, a 3.99 takedown average, a 70.43% significant strike accuracy, minus 225 favorite, significance over Kamaru Usman, Kevin Holland, Gilbert Burns, and GM3. I don't know. I really like Robert Whitaker, what he's been doing lately. He only fell to Dricus du Plessis, and that's what worries me for this matchup. Everywhere else, I think I like Robert Whitaker. I don't think Khamzat Chimaev is as good as we were unfortunately hoping. Granted, how he handled Usman, I know he broke his wrist and whatever, but just he didn't look insane against Usman. He was shown to be human against Gilbert Burns. I could see the same thing happening against Robert Whitaker, because Robert Whitaker is still really damn good. I know. I am one of the only people who actually saw that Dricus du Plessis is good, and that's why he was able to beat Robert Whitaker. Nobody was picking Dricus to beat him. I did. But it all was stemming for one true reason, which Dricus du Plessis had a really good jab from both southpaw and orthodox. And that southpaw jab, that lead hand becoming a shovel, becoming a spear, really counters his karate blitz. And guess what? Khamzat Chimaev used amazingly against Gilbert Burns, who had the same weakness. Yeah, I personally myself can see a world where Khamzat Chimaev takes him out with that really crispy jab, to be perfectly honest with you. I like Robert Whittaker in this spot because I think his striking is very crisp. I like his kick over the top. His signature kick, I think, is a weapon he could use to amazing effect against a Khamzat Chimaev. And I think he could absolutely knock him out. Chimaev is shown to be having a pretty decent chin, but I don't know. He was getting tagged pretty well by Kamaru Usman in the last round, but he wasn't getting knocked out. Robert Whittaker, though, if you play that game with him, he can land some serious shots. Grappling-wise, I don't think it's a huge issue, but he did get taken down by Dricus du Plessis, who's very strong. The thing is, a lot of the attributes of Dricus du Plessis, Khamzat Chimaev has. Strength, good grappling, that crispy southpaw jab. It could pose problems, but like the inactivity is one of the main reasons why I don't know if I want to pick him. Ultimately, I think I'm just gonna go with the dog. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna go with the dog. I'm gonna get Robert Whittaker to get it done by decision. I don't want to take the knockout. I know I look stupid for not doing that at Ikram Iliskerev, but please understand. When I didn't take Robert Whittaker by knockout and I scoffed at the idea, let's look at the last time Robert Whittaker got a knockout. You see it? He hadn't got a knockout in 7 freaking years. I shit you not. Since the Romero fight, I have been betting what I picked him to win. I've been betting him by decision. I picked Cannonier. I've been betting him to win by decision in all of these fights, and I'm getting them all right. I picked Dricus, and I've been making good money on it. So please understand. I don't know if I'm gonna be picking him now, being the underdog, but I don't know. I might put some money on Whittaker, get it done by decision. At least take the over. Take the over no matter what. But yeah, give me Robert Whittaker, get it done by decision in the co-main event. Oh boy. I talked a little bit fast for a lot of the fights because I feel I'm going to be talking for a while with this one. And unfortunately, in my job, I have to talk a lot nowadays. But yeah. Ilia Topuria take on Max Holloway in the main event of UFC 308. This is the best matchup in the sport. This matchup is insane, and it's one of the few matchups. In all these fights, I came in here with a kind of general gist of, I think this is going to happen. I think this person will win. I think this person will win. This is the first matchup in the longest time that I stripped. Oh, I have to tell you guys right now, I have no fucking idea who's going to win. I have zero idea. But I'm going to break it down. Featherweight title fight. Ilia Topuria, 27 years of age, 15 wins, not a damn loss. 5 knockouts, 8 submissions, 5'7" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 69-inch reach. They both have the same reach. A 1.92 takedown average, a 49.40% significant strike accuracy, minus 245 favorite for Ilia Topuria. Alexander Volkanovski, Josh Emmett, Bryce Mitchell, and Jai Herbert are significant wins. Jai Herbert, not the best one to put there, but I did because it's a lightweight fight. Both guys can fight a lightweight, so. But Alexander Volkanovski is the best goddamn win on there. Like, Max Holloway has a lot of really good wins I had to cut off that I'll break down. But Volkanovski beats all of them, especially since Volkanovski beat Max Holloway 3 freaking times. Max Holloway, 32 years of age, 27 wins, 7 losses, 12 knockouts, 2 submissions. 5'11" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 69-inch reach, 0.25 takedown average, a 49.64% significant strike accuracy, plus 200 underdog. Significant over Justin Gaethje in KO of the year. TKZ, Arnold Allen, Yair Rodriguez. but that's a disservice to the legendary career that Max Holloway has. Absolute disservice, because Max Holloway has significant wins over Calvin Kattar, Frankie Edgar, Brian Ortega, Jose Aldo, twice. Anthony Pettis, Ricardo Lamas is decent. Jeremy Stevens, Charles Oliveira, Cub Swanson. It kind of sucks. Corsani's decent. But yeah, he's got a ton of wins. Max Holloway, despite only being 32, he is such a veteran of the sport. He's fought at lightweight and featherweight. He's an absolute savage, and you have to be a beyond savage to be able to take him out. The fact that, not even take him out, you can't. He's never been knocked down or knocked out, though Gaethje knocked him down. It just wasn't official. You literally have to be a savage amongst savage to be able to defeat Max Holloway. And guess who killed the only savage to beat him at featherweight in the last, 10 years? When's the last time he lost to featherweight? It was Conor McGregor, right? Yeah, the guy who beat him, the only guy beat him there, he got slaughtered by Ilia Topuria, round 2 KO. And to get that notion out of my face that, it's because he came back too soon against Islam or whatever. Yeah, that is true. He did come back too soon against Islam. But the main thing was just perfect game planning for Ilia Topuria. He has perfect game planning. The only time I've seen someone survive his game planning is literally Josh Emmett. And Josh Emmett barely survived. That fight should have been called in round 4. Ilia Topuria is an absolute savage. He's got the best boxing, the true best boxing in UFC. He is very educated with his defense, beautiful distance management, great combos, rips to the body, violent, and he has power. He also, people don't realize this. I know a lot of people are going into the Bryce Mitchell fight finally learning of Ilia Topuria and going, yeah, Bryce Mitchell, he's the grappler. It's his realm. I think even Joe Rogan was like, why would he start grappling with Bryce Mitchell? And then he submits him. Because, yes, look at his submissions. Yes, Ilia Topuria came to sport a grappler. Almost always, he was just grappling people. And the thing is, too, he was trying to knock people out, but he just didn't have the ability or the knowledge to do it, despite having the power. So he would just be like, all right, I can't knock him out. I'm just going to submit him. And he just kept doing that over and over and over again. It was really funny, to be perfectly honest with you. And it eventually led to him finally getting to UFC. And guess what? He's decided, nope, now I'm going to actually start knocking these people out. And he just did an amazing job of it. He's just an absolute monster. But then Max Holloway, endless volume, endless pressure, endless striking ability. His chin is up there. And yes, he has horrible defense. But it doesn't matter because he doesn't get knocked out. His power is nothing to snuff at. His grappling can be decent. His takedown defense is one thing that really impresses me. 84% takedown defense. Yeah, he got taken down by Volkanovski, so I can see a world where Ilia Topuria takes him down, and that might be Ilia Topuria's avenue for victory. But Max Holloway's avenues for victory is going to be the left high kick, because we've seen Ilia Topuria get tagged by that by Jai Herbert, and Max Holloway is a tall guy like Jai Herbert, lanky guy like Jai Herbert, and a guy who can and just did fought at lightweight. I need to stress to you how crazy is that Max Holloway went up in weight and he fought the true #1 contender. It should not have been Charles Oliveira off one win over Beneil Dariush. Should not have been that. We saw he lost then. It really should have been Justin Gaethje as the #1 contender, and the fact that he knocked out Gaethje, he should have got a title shot lightweight, to be perfectly honest with you. But oh well, regardless, he's here in this spot, and I think this is a good, I want to say a good spot, because this is a dangerous fight. This is a very dangerous fight overall for both guys. I could see a finish on both guys' end. I could see a submission on both guys' end. Maybe not Holloway. And I could see a decision. I could see this fight going so many ways. It's so hard to say, and that's why it's such a compelling matchup. Max Holloway could just put on endless pressure and just drown Ilia Topuria, being with smart technical ability. Ilia Topuria could land the first shot to knock out Max Holloway. You never know. Another thing that I would like to mention that worries me is I've been talking about Max Holloway's chin worrying me for a while, and people are like, why are you talking about his chin? He was getting tagged by Allen and TKZ, and he was being affected by those shots. He did get dropped by Gaethje, but he didn't really get affected that much by Gaethje. So you're wondering, Gaethje's the hardest hitter, 145. Yeah, he's getting tagged by Arnold Allen and TKZ. Even Yair is tagging him. I think the weight cut's getting to Max. I really do. I think he looked so good against Gaethje because he was moving up to lightweight. By the way, Max Holloway has 7.17 significant strikes landed per minute. Jesus freaking Christ. Ilia Topuria is no slouch at 4.40. Max is 3 more strikes per minute. I think the chin might be going for Max. I really think so. And especially since he bulked up to 155 and then cut right back down to 145. It worries me. It worries me. I can see a world where Ilia Topuria is the first person to tag him. I think he'll go later. I think he'll land some good shots and finally get him out there. If he gets him out there, fighter of the year. If Max gets him out there, would he be fighter of the year? I don't know. I actually think it'll be Botan. I think he should get fighter of the year, but like, because fighter of the year isn't just okay the caliber of opponents you beat. It's also like what you've done for the company. That's why Kevin Holland got fighter of the year in 2020. I don't know. I can't pick someone. I can't pick someone. And I've been getting wrong in all my picks in main events lately, which is horrible. I'm gonna be honest with it. So you know what? I'm going to be going with Max Holloway. I think I'm gonna pick Max Holloway, and yeah, maybe I should pick. I don't know. I can't pick Max Holloway decision, but guys, I can't pick. This is just a fight I'm gonna watch and love every second of it. Please let this fight deliver. It has to. It has to deliver. So that is going to be it for me. I really, like I said, really like this fight. I hope you guys are excited for this. This is gonna be a beastly of a fight. Please let me know what you think in the comments section below. Let me know how excited for you are. Let me know if you think this is going to be card of the year. Once again, this has been your boy Gomi. Bye-bye.